Hello all. Today I am going to be focusing on the upcoming full moon, which will also be a supermoon. So on October 6th tonight, around I think 3:58 p.m., we will have our first supermoon of the year. And what's, again, sort of unfolding as I am doing this process is that events like full moons, super moons, they're just great opportunities to bring in more learning, maybe about moon phases, spiritual meaning, ties to astrology, but also history, and also just some of the like deeper connections when we get into other forms of spirituality in other cultures, especially in shamanism and in indigenous sort of shamanic practices. So it's all interconnected, but today I will keep it simple, I hope, right? So just like I did for the new moon, I'm going to go ahead and use again our Moonology and our moon magic. And again, if I have gone in and described cards in previous videos, I will not do that for the future video using the same cards. But I will introduce our supporting stones for today. So before I do that, again, part of the energy I want to bring into the reading, the process, is for this harvest moon, super moon, the focus or energetic support, perhaps is a better way to phrase it, will really be around boosting courage, helping people kind of take bold action, and also in that action work towards pursuing their dreams. There's a little affirmation here. I pursue my goals fearlessly and embrace the fire within me. Oh, what a fitting segue. Our first supporting stone is fire quartz, and a few other things. I'm trying to not do the ring light. It kind of makes a mess with trying to show things up close, but there it is. I can see it in the image. Okay, I need to let that go. Anyway, here is the fire quartz. The other thing is I'm trying some different natural lighting. We'll see. Always my challenges with the video making process, working things out, trying to troubleshoot, trying to try different things. So stay focused. Oh, again, not a whole lot of sleep, little bit of a morning nap, if we can call it that. Getting to sleep from like 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. but then up and ready to do this. So yeah, sorry. Oh, the other thing I'll whine a little bit about. So I've been, adding honey to my tea, and I've been using all the random honeys like laying around the house. For whatever reason, the tea I have today has like chunks of beeswax in it. So if I make like odd noises when I drink tea, it's because the beeswax. I'm trying to not choke on beeswax. Okay. Back to our supporting stone. Oh my goodness. Okay. Fire quartz, also hematoid quartz. What makes the quartz this reddish sort of inclusive coloring is the presence of hematite. So then this is actually like a combo stone. And the hematite provides grounding properties, while clear quartz is, again, like a really, it's a superconductor. And the stone overall is associated with like the root and sacral chakras, and promotes physical and spiritual energy, resilience, and the ability to overcome obstacles while aligning with one's highest path. You may hear some similar things for the next stone because these guys they're kind of related, not just in the coloring, but also in some of the metaphysical properties. So for our second supporting stone, here we have the lovely, little red jasper. This one's very cool. It has a little like black line across, and who knows how it kind of looks primitive to me. And red jasper is kind of like the stone of the day. This is sort of the stone that it's sort of like for this harvest moon, like red jasper is bringing a lot to the table. Not only is it a stone for strength, stamina, endurance, but it acts as a protective talisman against negative energy and helps clear away stagnation while fostering creative and vital force. So again, also with any kind of full moon, even maybe new moon, these moons, right? They're opportunities for energetic clearing as well as boosting up, like the vital force is what this is saying about jasper. And there's a whole bunch more here. I just wanted to say I really like this other thing I found about red jasper, which is red jasper pushes one away from conforming to societal needs. And what stone does that, right? So really, again, kind of, following the beat of your own drum, kind of, forging your own path, sort of not adhering to the pressures or, sort of complacency of, rocking the boat, that type of energy, kind of things I spoke about in my last couple of readings, to be honest. So the fact that it's kind of coming up again via the red jasper, via the supermoon, harvest moon, like all the like layers. We love layers. We love layers, right? And also, red jasper is capable of helping one understand the true reality of the world around them and how to discern these ideas and ideologies. So a lot of cool stuff. I now I have to drink some tea. Here we go. Watch out for the beeswax. Also, I'm trying to be mindful of not getting too excited. Not doing this in the heart of the moon kind of presence. So hoping also these are good grounding stones, right? That's why they're showing up for me. I get it now. Thank you. Helping me ground, stay present, stay focused. Ooh, okay. But yes, red jasper, you've been underestimated, and now I have a whole new appreciation for you. Okay, so now I'll move on to, I guess, what we'll call the moon reading. And just like I did last time, go over here. I am going to see what comes out, right? Let's see how many cards we get. And then by that, I'll get a sense if it's going to be a big spread or a small spread. Okay. Sometimes we get 3, sometimes we get 5. Let's see. Let's see what feels right for the message today in regards to the full super harvest moon. And I feel like there's a lot of multiple messages, layers, connections. So yeah, excited to see what is revealed. Okay? All right. Full moon, super moon, harvest moon. Oh, another big theme for this harvest super moon. Hello, full moon. Nice. Sorry, okay, getting ahead of myself. Is gratitude. Gratitude, 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 right? And that is like a really strong, present energy. As I was looking things up and learning. Oh, I know, I'm a broken record in the middle of the night. Okay, yeah, well, when else am I supposed to learn it? Okay, nobody cares. Let's take these. Okay, ooh, full moon in Libra, full moon in Capricorn, blue moon. Interesting, right? Believe in the impossible. Okay. Maybe I will go into some of the guidebook. I don't know if I did that last time. And I gotta say, I'm not an astronomer, astrologer, whatever, but some, full moon, full moon, full moon. Yes, I know this one's Capricorn. Is this one in Libra? I don't know. I need to look it up. Like I said, don't want to get ahead of myself. But if we take the message, right? Surrender to the divine, right? Not just trust the process, but trust your higher calling. Are these all in screen? I think so. Okay. There, maybe that's a little better. Okay. A win-win outcome is forecast. Ooh. So again, right? Balance that came up with the stone energy. Win-win outcome is forecast. Okay, let's pause on that. Let me process some of that. I think there's something more, right? And I did mention in I think my most recent video, this sense of, again, remember October feels very clear, right? Like moving into this month, it just feels like there's this clearance and making space for things to come. So, but win-win. Yeah, I'll have to think about that. End of a tough cycle approaches. Well, for some, depending on what type of cycle, karmic cycle, life cycle you're on, pay attention. If it feels like things are resolving, or if you feel like you have gained enough courage to do that thing that you were so afraid of, whether it's setting a boundary, whether it's making a big change, whether it's taking a exciting but drastic risk, or whether it's something a little more gentle, right? Maybe it's just coming to a completion of a long-term project or endeavor or relationship. Sometimes people, they have these bumpy patches and then things start smoothing out. Regardless, right? Platonic, romantic, whatever, right? End of a tough cycle approaches. And remember, Capricorn, it's about that diligence, just staying committed, staying disciplined, not giving up right away, just, being patient and just building things up gradually. One step at a time, one subscriber at a time, one, kind of like hurdle at a time. Okay. I see what the cards are doing. Okay. And then we have believe in the impossible. This card is beautiful. And no, we're not having a blue moon, but ooh, look at these trees. Look at this illumination and this message, right? Right on time. Believe in the impossible. Ooh. So, yeah, let's see. I maybe I'll just read believe in, oh, and it's right there. Thank goodness. Okay. Ooh. So basically it's saying I'm lucky. You know, some people are just naturally lucky. And if you are that kind of person, you notice it. You notice when like things work out, or you know, like you may lose something and then you find it easily, or you have, you know, maybe like financial loss, but then like money's coming in from nowhere. And it all sounds kind of, you know, ooh, you know, but I mean it actually happens. And again, that individual, you know, can't help but develop part of their identity as I'm a lucky person. But it's also tied to this, you know, kind of connection to I'm a lucky person because I'm not wreaking havoc, you know, in the world. Like this is my reward for being kind and compassionate or considerate, or just again like being mindful for real. And that's a lovely reinforcement for positive behavior. But again, the things that I spoke to, right? They're not things that you just do for others so that you have a gain of luck. No, it's the win-win, right? By being mindful, being compassionate, being considerate, right? It benefits you as much as it benefits others. And so that reciprocity, okay, now we're getting into some of the shamanic themes that I'm not going to elaborate on in this video, but I am planning something soon. So I'll leave that, I'll keep that to myself. But yeah, again, if we spend all day here, we're going to get more out of this. Let's see. There are usually 3 full moons between each equinox and solstice, and vice versa. Sometimes, though, we get 4 full moons in a single season. When that happens, the third of the season's 4 full moons is called a blue moon. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm not going to read much more into that, but again, we get to learn a little more each time. Drawing this card suggests you're about to get a rare chance, and that something one-off could well be about to happen. Win-win. This card is a very positive sign if you felt like you're hoping for too much or asking too much of the universe. Ooh. Ooh. Wow, that's pretty encouraging. That's pretty encouraging. Okay, guys. Wish to your heart's content, right? As long as it is backed up with, you know, good behavior, good energy, positive energy, high vibrational energy, right? Things that are in the energy of courage and you know, love and joy and again, gratitude. Oh yes, that's right. Getting into those higher vibrations of gratitude, that generative energy that just transcends physical, you know, parameters. Okay. Okay. Nice. Yeah. I will move on now to the lovely moon magic. Love these. Hello. Let's see. They're a little sticky. I'm a little sticky. I don't know. Let's see. That's good enough. Okay. Woo. Hello. Okay. All right, Moon Magick, what would you like to say? Oh, already. What would you like to say to Moonology? Ooh, I love it when I get cards I've never seen before. That's what I love about this process. You know, a lot of times I'm making these videos and I haven't worked with, or I've worked with the cards, right? But I haven't been working with them additionally. So it's just as much of a surprise for me as it is for others, right? Okay, here we go. Surrender to the divine, full moon. And we have, ooh, failure is only learning. I move with confidence and resilience. Ooh. Ooh. Again, I've said this before, I'll say it again. All my videos are interconnected. Surrender came up in my last shaman video using the Morning Calm Oracle. And it was a pretty profound message of surrender. And what I like about it showing up in this reading is, again, it's that reframe. Failure is only learning. I move with confidence and resilience. So when we surrender to the attachment of outcome, of even progress, even the attachment of, oh geez, the condition, right? The condition, right? And we just flow in a process, right? This is just a way to move through improvement, right? It doesn't mean you failed. It just means there's another way to do it, another way to try it, another way to challenge and actually stretch your mind into thinking beyond what you thought were the only answers or even solutions. Okay. Nice. Okay. All right. Let's see what we have here. Oh, and again, the colorings. Got some of the pinks and the purples. Beautiful. A win-win outcome is forecast, and my words and actions are of beauty, compassion, and love. Yeah. Again, that reciprocity, that balance, that mindfulness I was speaking about. When we intentionally choose words and actions that are of beauty, compassion. This is a new thing, right? For me. Compassion and love, right? Beauty, words and actions are of beauty. I love that. And again, like I said, challenging us to think beyond what we normally kind of go to. So now, this message of, try finding words and actions that actually bring out beauty. For some people that are naturally poetic, or just some people who just say these sweet, thoughtful things. Beauty, right? What is beauty in words and actions? I love this. There's no easy answer. Very contemplative. It goes a little bit deeper, right? Richer. Ooh, I think I'm gonna officially announce this like part of a part. There's too many things. But yeah, a theme, again, moving into this like clearance of energy. Embrace beauty. Embrace beauty, especially this time of year. Leaves changing, air is crisp, fruits are ripening, or autumnal fruits are ripening. So much beauty in the quality of the light, the sun, the moonlight, right? Ugh, yuck. Ugh, I am not using that honey again. Oh, gross. Okay, moving on. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Ooh, wait. Okay, okay. This is like a little watch or clock. End of a tough cycle. Time going by. Okay. I like it. Again, in the back of my mind, I'm always like assessing, is this projection? Right? Like if this one shows up with this, yes, of course there's meaning. And of course, if we put this with this, yes, of course we can extrapolate a meaning, right? I don't even know what it says underneath. But when there's that bit of alignment, it feels good. It feels special. It feels a little, dare I say, divine. Okay. Here we go. The end of a tough cycle approaches. I have a balanced relationship with time. I use it well. Again, sometimes this is about the idea of divine timing. So again, I have a balanced relationship with time. I'm not attached to the outcome of time, right? Needs to happen now. Why isn't it happening now? What am I doing wrong? Sometimes there are other processes, whether under the surface, above consciousness, like, or just, like, matching up the timing, pacing for others. The energy of force, right? It's a depleting energy. So as gratitude is a generative energy, force, right? Even the mental thought of this should be now. This should be, why isn't this now? Why isn't, that right there, right? That brings your vibration down. It gets you back into a stuck mode. It gets you into, again, a very like lacking of solution, lacking of vision to see possibility. So when you embrace that there is another sense of timing that may not be immediately clear, a balanced relationship with time. And again, and I use time well, okay, personally, yeah, whatever. I use time well. There's not, okay, again, I say there's not enough time, and yet I found time, but it's at the cost of not having time to sleep, but it's still time, right? And I know it won't go on forever. Use time well. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I think balance, sure. Being mindful again of productivity, of always output, quantitative output, right? Measurement. I use time well. Well, again, what if there isn't time? Or I mean, what if time is not in the equation and you are just present and you trust that things will be as things will be? That's less sticky, if you will. For some, great. If you use time well, you've got good organizational skills, or you have that type of personality where you like to plan. Not everyone uses time well. I don't think that's a negative. So that's kind of where my energy is. I'm like, let's not let this be. It's not even really critical, but I use time well. What does that even mean? Okay. I have a balanced relationship with time. Even if it's not balanced, having a relationship with time will help enhance your understanding of your choices, right? Okay, yeah, this could go much further. This could go. And oh, well, you know, who uses time well? A Capricorn, of course. Geez, these cards. I'm not a Capricorn, so I don't relate. But if anyone out there is a Capricorn that's speaking to you, yeah, this is reward. I use time well. Okay, I get it. I get it. Absolutely. There's lots of strength in that type of discipline. It does. Oh, it is our theme, right? It helps you reach your goals. It keeps you persistent and you persevere. You don't give up easily. You see, right? The light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, on and on and on, right? Okay, many messages. I called it, right? Many messages. But this one is the one I'm most excited about, right? Believe in the impossible. This is the first time I've seen, I think, maybe a person on one of the cards. So something about relationship with moon, right? With the cycles, with, and again, we're getting into, she could be at any time in history, right? The information, the moon, the universe, celestial alignment, whatever. Divine feminine, goddess, right? The divine feminine's ability to communicate with the moon, maybe. Okay, all right, here we go. Aww. I shine my light outwards for all to see. Moon goddess Diana. Okay. I shine my light outward for all to see. My light. Everyone has their own unique, special, needed light. I shine my light outwards for all to see, not blending in the shadows, not dimming your light to fit in, right? Yeah, this super moon, harvest moon, full moon, right? It is all about stepping out, showing up, charging a new path, being courageous. I gotta scan through these notes. Okay. Energy of the harvest moon. Strength, focus, courage, completion, action, gratitude. Harvest, reaping the rewards, right? Release, surrender to the divine, release. Okay. Preparation, abundance, leadership. That's a lot. That's a lot. I pursue my goals fearlessly and embrace the fire within me. I shine my light outwards for all to see. So again, when you tap into your own specialized passion, the thing that lights you up from within, right? Lights you up from within. And it doesn't have to make sense to everyone else, right? Only you get to feel alive, right? That vital, what do they say? That vital force? Oh, there's so much stuff here. Yeah, again, amplifies your inner fire, your inner light, right? So it can shine outward and you can put out what it is you see needed in the world. That's part of people underestimate, right? That, oh, like the answers are out there, or someone's already done it, or oh, I'm just saying the same thing as someone else. No, no. Only you have your unique perspective, and only you may be able to offer something to help maybe someone else or something else, or a system or a society or a process, right? Like that missing piece, or that like next like elevation. Everything is built upon something, right? Not because someone said, oh, someone's already done that, let's just call it good. No. Oh no. I'm not going to talk about AI. I am not. I am. I will. I will. I will. I wasn't going to share this, but perhaps this is why there is such a humanistic need for individuals to tap into their highest potential. I was doing something on YouTube. Long story short, they're adding lots of AI into the, the works. And there's an option called inspiration. You can type in an idea. AI will generate video ideas. So for those that just want to like do that and make that video and not in, strengthen, hone, challenge, stretch your own, like not even intuition, right? Your own intelligence, your own intelligence, right? Like AI is, again, conditioning individuals into what I called learned helplessness. It's very passive. It's very under the, radar. If you don't have that understanding, that framework. But what was really wild and scary, I'll just say scary. So I typed into inspiration, evils of AI. And it generated all these great ideas, and not just the ideas, it'll come up with a whole script. And it also had themes of like spirituality, and how like AI can enhance like the collective consciousness, and just I wasn't blown away. I was shocked. I was shocked. I wasn't fully aware of the extent of not just how intelligent AI has become, but wow, they're able to get closer to a synthesis of complex, multifaceted kind of connection. And then it's like, well, duh, right? All AI does is, recognize pattern and sequencing and connections. So of course, here goes the tea. How silly to assume AI wouldn't have the ability to also then bridge connection, even in like a spiritual or metaphysical context. And what was really, really, really wild was, it was like the AI was saying like, oh, we can help like raise your consciousness. Oh, we can help like address the shadow. Oh, we can help, It's like, perhaps, will that make the world a better place? For AI, but for humans that are not bothering to activate their own cognitive resources. Like I said, at a minimum, right? Just mental intelligence. And when we can then add on to mental intelligence, we can add on what we call like emotional intelligence, right? And then that starts giving us the foundation for some of this broader sensory, if you will, ability, like interpretation of information, right? Emotions tied to thought. So we are now combining mental with emotional intelligence. And then that really blossoms into what I call more collective cognitive intelligence, right? Because then that is where all that relationality between our ability to have internal awareness to identify and challenge or change or improve our thoughts, our beliefs, our narratives, right? And then right, we get into what I call, spiritual intelligence. When we've released a lot of the negative barriers or the rigid or unuseful barriers, it elevates our consciousness. And again, I've spoken to like levels of consciousness in some of my other videos, but I think it'll be like an ongoing theme because it's a brilliant framework for what we're able to aspire to. Because again, then we are more interconnected, right? We are more aware of the impact of our actions on others, whether those are positive or negative. That mindfulness, right, also brings back to our own ability to take care of ourselves, not feel victim to external circumstances, but to feel empowered in, where is it? Where is it? All of these, right? I shine my light outward for all to see. Sometimes people don't want us to shine. And when you still insist on shining, right? It's because it's what you're meant to do. You are meant to shine. You are meant to add into the world. You are meant to have more of the world. Okay. Again, I'm trying to practice what I preach, right? And be more mindful of time frame around some of these videos. I think it's a pretty good, what's the word I'm looking for? Extrapolation. That's a crazy word. Unfolding, much gentler, right? More beautiful. There we go. To me, unfolding evokes like flower petals or just like lovely colors, right? Yeah, much more poetic. Oh, okay. Practice what I preach, right? Okay. So, on that note, this is hopefully what someone needs to hear for the full moon, harvest moon, super moon. So, on that note, have a super day. Bye-bye.